What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Team Solemn Circus live video. Then on the left side here, we have Mikanko Brave, and on the right side, we have Swordsoul, a very fan favorite deck. Everyone knows how to play that deck. Everyone has that deck, it seems like, in the back of the binder. I know that a lot of people were picking it up after the ban list due to how cheap it was off of Mama. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you guys want to see any more of the content. I think that the Mikanko player here actually sold his deck, so we won't be seeing it anymore in videos, I do believe. Quite unfortunate. I was enjoying that deck. But we're going to see that Swordsoul here is going to choose who's going to go first or second. He's going to choose to go first. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. We are almost at the 2K. And yeah, let's dive in. So here we're going to see, I believe that there's two Emergence in the hand, a Talents, Desires, and an Imperm. Not the greatest. We're going to activate the Desires off the top. Okay. Banishing 10, not getting hit with an Ash, seeing a Taya as well as an Ashina. We're going to activate the Emergence here. We're looking at the banished pile first. I was once told a good player never looks on this banished pile. They just know it's in their deck. They're going to search for a Long Yong here. So, maybe no Mois, or they just would rather the Moi instead. We're going to see the Taya being normal summoned, summoning out there and banishing the Emergence. Then we're going to see the Long Yong being activated here, pitching, special summon out. And then they're going to make the Sinister here. Weird, they just chose to not make the Synchro first. They're not even playing around like the Nib there. They'll take the 12, and then they're going to make the Cheese Out. Cheese Out is going to search, as well as Taya is going to dump. Most likely the dumping a Moi. Okay, interesting choice. And searching for the Blackout there. I feel like you just do for the Vishudo. No? We're going to set 2 cards and pass. And here they're going to draw for turn. We're going to see a Griffin Rider being activated here, summoning itself out because there's no monsters on his side of the field. I feel like it's a little bit of a hard spot here because if you don't want to activate the Sinister, because at that point, if you do choose to banish it, then you have no other monster banishes. But the moment they activate right, you're kind of in a bad spot because you don't even care. And they have a negate on board, so now your Sinister doesn't do anything anyways. So here's an activate the Sinister to banish it, which kind of makes sense to me. We activate Tipper Tag Talons to steal the effect, not even chaining it there, which is kind of crazy. We're going to see in their battle phase, the Sinister Long is going to attack into the Chizo. And they're going to be chaining it, banishing the Sinister there to negate it. I guess trying to save his spells for the rest of the turn. Then they're going to be able to activate the effect of Temple, searching for Right. Right's going to activate the effect, summoning out the token here. And then we're going to place the Fateful, which is why, you had to banish the Griffin there because you would have not been able to do that. Anyways, we're going to see the Water Abrisk being activated here, targeting, I believe, the token. Or targeting, actually, the Sinister, activating the effect, tributing out to search for the Fire. And then Fire is going to be Chain Link 1, and I believe that the Fateful Avenger is going to be Chain Link 2 here. For the Draco back, as well as the Fire Dance equip spell. Then we're going to be seeing most likely the Draco back being discarded there. And we're going to search for the Ministor Monster. That's funny. I remember when I was trying to make a pure deck of Fateful. It was so bad. They released some of the new cards, and it's still bad, but kind of funny. It's a Fire Warrior here, which is why they're going to do that. I activate the effect of Griffin Rider to bounce back the Imperm for the hand. And now they just have a Blackout that does absolutely nothing here. Or did they activate the... Oh, they bounce back Blackout and they activate Imperm on the Isolde. That it makes some sense here. We're going to see Isolde effect. Or sending for cost here is what it is. I mean, bouncing out the blackout was probably the best option there. I guess it kind of sucks that they can't find a way to get rid of it, but at the same time, it's good because then you're able to play it during your follow up turn, and you don't really want to have a blackout in the field with no other monsters. So we're going to be seeing a summon performed for IP off some shenanigans with the equip spells, and then a passing their turn on this. So I just think the imperm was so crazy there. Overall, just like a lot of good interaction. I don't think the Mikanko player's hand was that great. We're going to activate a emergence here, searching for a Moe. See, this is what I mean. Like, they look like they have a Moe in graveyard, Moe banished now, Moe in hand. I feel like you just wouldn't dump the Moe, you'd dump like Vashuda. Push someone out the Adhara, link off into Monk. And they're looking in their extra deck, seeing if they have anything for the IP there. Just don't think there's anything really there. They're active with the effect to add back the Longyong. Your normal summon Moe, revealing the Longyong to summon out the token. Token's going to synchro away into. You definitely do the. Okay, going for Chisha, I feel like that, or going for the Baxia, I feel like I'd go for Chisha there personally. But they're going to draw one off of Moe, and then it's going to be able to bounce. They're going to chain the IP here. Going for the Unicorn. Unicorn's going to spin back the Baxia itself. Kind of funny how that happens. Then especially summon out the Ashana. Banish Ashana to summon out the Vashuda from the deck. Or I possibly could be on Hara as well. I guess we shall see. Going for the Vashuda there, so they're going to have to be forced into some link plays. Going into the Link 2 Shaman. Activating the Vashuda to bounce the Unicorn back to the extra deck. They're going to summon out the Longyong by pitching the Emergence, summoning out the token. And then the Mikanko player is going to scoop it up as well. They did not have enough. Take it in that. I think that's just enough for game as well. Like, that's another burn for 24. Yeah. And there's enough in the grave or in the banish zone to be able to deal for game there. So we see that the Swordsoul player, Swordsoul is like a basic deck to play. It's hard to master. Like, there are some hands where it's like a little bit more awkward, but like it's a pretty generic, like normal summon reveal deck. I think it's like going to be the future Alistair deck of like of most formats, I guess. That's just my hot take. It's like super generic to play. Like, you're gonna always have your hand traps, like the lineup for your hand traps being able to play in the deck. You have like so many options. You have generics going first trap card. You have a searcher. You have like a Moe's crazy. Longyong's pretty crazy. And like, I guess the Vashuda stuff. I guess not the Vashuda stuff. The Tenyi stuff are still good. But like, let's say the format does change a bit and like they don't get as good, or like let's say we get more into a popping engine. We saw how like they would incorporate other Tenyis, like the water one when there was a lot of popping with DPE and stuff like that, and just being able to change up. It's like a super versatile deck that like doesn't take up that much spots. Not the same way that like how like Invoke doesn't take up that much spots, but like there's just like a lot of mobility you can do in the deck compared to like when you look at something like Trap Tricks or like Branded, where there's just not that many options for like changing the deck up at all. I mean, I remember when Branded first came out, people were like, "Oh yeah," you had like room for like 2 hand traps, so you could play like 3 copies of Ash, and like people were playing like Imperms or Nibs. And like then we went to like the 60 card builds or the 45 with the patchwork engine, and you can play any hand traps. You can play McCouriers, you can play like anything. There was no room for nothing. And then like now we're at the point where it's just like, okay, then we started putting back in Lost. We put back in McCouriers. We put back in like all these cards that were like bad before. Like no one was playing Retribution prior to like the Bestials. But now they just kind of completely changed. I feel like that like Swordsoul just doesn't have that. But going on to the back end of the game, we're going to see that Mikanko is going to choose to go first here, activating Magician's Soul, sending the Illusion of Chaos. 2 broken cards there. We're going to see these cards for a very long time, I feel like. Just pop them in and out of the formats. Then we're going to activate the effect of Magician Souls to send a Water Abrisk to draw 1 card. There's so much good ritual support. Like prep and pre-prep are just insane as well. They're going to see the Libromancer field spell being activated here. It's going to be activated to search for, I believe it's the Libromancer monster. Ritual monster, I believe. So we're going to search for the Doom Broker here. Activate the Geek Boy by revealing the Doom Broker, special summon itself out. And then that's going to be able to search for another copy of the field spell. Reading the Magician's Soul, making sure it is once per turn. That'd be pretty busted. We're going to see the equip spell being activated here. Bouncing a card back to the hand to be able to summon out the Mikanko Fire. Fire is able to search for the Fire equip spell. 2 beautiful cards I will mention. And it looks like we have that the I think there's 2 rituals in the hand. I don't know very much the Mikanko Alliance at all. The deck is very cool. I know Sean's looking into it, crafting a lot of this stuff. He's also crafting some of the new decks as well. So you guys might be seeing some new decks for the future being tested out here. Gonna normal summon out the Fire guy, or perhaps not. Looking like they're debating it. They're thinking about it. They're normal summon it out. Then they're going to link away for an Isolde. Isolde effect's going to activate. It's going to get hit with an imperm there. So tragic. I mean, they can still send for costs, which is kind of, part of why Isolde was so crazy in the first place. That card is correct. What do you guys think of the new Infernoble support as well? We're going to see the effect of the Fire one, summon out another Fire. I think the new Infernoble stuff looks pretty cool. Some of their cards are pretty cracked, but it's an Infernoble, so what's the worst it's going to do? Loop your hand for 5? Good thing we banned the problematic cards. But here we're going to be summoning out, and I don't really think they could maybe go for the IP, but we're going to choose to go for the Doom Broker instead with the Ritual Field spell here. Ritual Summon, and then we're going to activate the Doom Broker effect to set the Trap card, which is an Omni Negate. So we do have an Omni Negate here. Going to link both of those away for a Selene. Selene's going to be bringing back the Magician Souls, going for the Appaloosa for 2. Not the biggest Appaloosa, but still, an 1800 body is not that bad, especially when if you normal summon MOE. But they have the Dark Ruler no more. They do have the Omni Negate for it, though, something with the Geek Boy bouncing back the Doom Broker. So now they just have an Appaloosa, and they know the 2 cards in hand here. They're going to activate Pot of Desires off the top, banishing the 10 cards. And they're not afraid of an Ash Blossom here because there's no responses. I feel like they're just going to imperm this. This is going to be so rough. That's actually... Is that 2 Evenlies? That's a Blackout. I know that. Blackout, Evenly, Ecclesia. So you're going to special summon out the Ecclesia here. Enter battle phase, attacking into the Ecclesia. Or attacking into the thing, because I tried to activate the effect of the Vasuda there, and it got negated, so it was staying in the hand. Then we're going to use the Ecclesia effect, something with the Taya. Then we're going to be activating the Long Young, sending the Vasuda here, summon out the token. Then we're going to activate the Taya, summon out the token there, and they're not afraid of the of any nib or anything. They know what cards are in hand. They know our opponent does not have very much here. They're going to be synchro summoning away into the Sinister, taking 12. And you definitely just sync your makeup. Chijao. Dump the Adhara or Ashina, and then you're gonna draw or search off the flipping a second Vishuda. Okay, interesting choice here. Searching for the Sacred Summit as well. I guess perhaps for the follow-up there. Because I don't think they can do very much with it. Or activate Taya, and I believe they have Black Ghost. They're going to activate the effect of the Fire Boy that they drew for turn here. And they're looking like what they're going to banish. They're going to activate the effect of Cheese out here to banish the Taya to negate. They're going to do the Long Yang instead. That makes sense to me because like you don't want a Sacred Summit back that. They're going to activate the effect of the Field Spell. They're going to activate the effect of Sinister to take 12. They're going to activate a second one, and they're going to activate the Blackout here, popping both of them, and then they're just going to scoop it up, realizing that they don't have enough there. But we see that the Swordsoul player ended up 2-0ing Mikanko Libromancers. I think the deck is very, very cool. It's not very solid, but hopefully that gets more support in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel a lot, and we'll see you next time. Stay safe. Peace.